Welcome back to another video on the JJ Think Tank. In this video I want to talk about the gym and why, as you get older, there is the effect that takes place. There is an effect that takes place, also known as diminishing returns. So you keep repeating the action, but you receive less reward for it. So I think this is an important concept that we can use and apply to going to the gym, yes? Because I think after a while, there aren't that many benefits to obtain. And this is especially true if you're older, yes, as I just said, because you have less time on your hands in general. You're weaker, yes. The process of aging is starting to take place, and therefore you need to think more wisely about how you use your time, your energy, etc. Other activities will start giving you more increasing returns as opposed to going to the gym, yes. So let's see the definition of diminishing returns. So this is an economic principle saying that as you increase a single input while holding others constant, the additional output gained will eventually decrease. So this is, I think we can apply this to going to the gym, yes. The gains are not there anymore, yes. You're squeezing the lemon, but less and less juice is coming out of the lemon. And therefore, in order to make progress, you need to start doing other things, like perhaps reading, writing, playing the piano, thinking more, because all these activities also change your brain. Yes, they rewire your brain. They create more connections in your brain, and they boost your mental health. Learning a language as well, for example. So this definitely helps. Being bilingual, yes, it is proven to act as a mechanism against Alzheimer's, dementia, etc. So luckily, I was born in a Polish family. We spoke Polish at home. Also, obviously, I used English because I was born in the UK. I used English I've used English for my whole life. So I guess I've had a bit of an unfair advantage here. But because of this unfair advantage, I've been able to become pretty much bilingual. And I think this definitely has helped me in my journey towards greater mental health. So I recommend anyone who perhaps only speaks one language to learn one more, because I think it really can make an impact on your mental health. I've really focused on improving my Polish over the last, we could say, 6 years, perhaps. I think this began 6 years ago, this process of mine. And I noticed a difference, because beforehand my Polish was quite sloppy. It wasn't that great. But now I'm really focusing on improving my speaking skills, my writing skills when it comes to Polish, and I have noticed a change in my mental health. Yes, in how my mind works. So, I mean, obviously some languages are easier to learn than others. So obviously Chinese, if you're from a European background, then Chinese will be very difficult for you to learn. But Spanish, much easier. So it's something to consider, yes. But going back to the gym, we should still go to the gym. But I'm 31 years old now, so I feel I only need to go 3 times a week. I sometimes even only go 2 times a week, to be honest. I make the sessions a bit longer. I train for an hour and a half. But then I don't go back there again. But usually I go 3 times a week. My sessions last for an hour and 15 minutes maximum, usually an hour 15. Afterwards I go to the sauna, and I noticed that this is the optimal amount of times that my body accepts, that my mind accepts, and that I feel still helps. Yes, because we need to keep our body in shape, because when our body is strong, when our mind is strong, we boost our mental health. Yes. So here we've got a picture. Your mind is your strongest muscle, and obviously the mind is made stronger by the brain. By the brain, yes, obviously, but by the workings of the body. Yes, it's all interconnected, obviously, and going to the gym, it helps. It boosts our testosterone, and this is a key aspect of mental health. So I'll just briefly mention my experience so far when it comes to the gym. So as a teenager, I played a lot of sports. I played a lot of football, tennis, table tennis, and I guess this had an impact on my athletic development. After that, I started running a lot. I remember I started running a lot, long distance running. Looking back now, I think this was the wrong approach, because long distance running, when you jog, this puts a lot of strain on your tendons, on your joints, and overall it boosts your level of cortisol, which is not good. So when you have higher levels of cortisol, you feel more anxiety, more stress, and this has a negative impact. Yes. So eventually I kind of transitioned into sprints. I started sprinting a lot in the gym. I did a bit of a bit of weightlifting, but I mainly focus on sprints. Yes, on sprinting. This improved things, but then finally, because I had this kind of irrational fear of lifting weights, and when I was in this environment amongst other men, I felt a bit intimidated perhaps. But this was a while ago, obviously. It's like 10 years ago. So I was 20 years old then. I still felt kind of intimidated. Yes, I was still quite skinny and weak, and I kind of delayed the process. But then eventually, I said to myself, I need to start lifting now, because I knew I had to gain a bit of muscle, gain a bit of strength to boost my mental health. Yes, and this is what I did. I started in 2020. This was when I first really committed to the gym, to lifting weights, to becoming stronger, to becoming bigger. And I followed the advice mainly of Alexander Leonidas, so you can find him on YouTube. And I followed his program because he is a natural. We need to listen to naturals, not to those who take steroids. And I listened to him, and it paid off. His advice, he's a brilliant YouTuber, his advice works. And I remember him recommending doing full body workouts. So, I mean, ever since this year, 2020, the year of 2020, I've been mainly doing full body workouts. So during every session, I cover all the muscle groups really. The legs, the back, the chest, and the shoulders. And sometimes, if I have time, I target the small muscle groups like arms, like biceps, etc. But when you do these compound exercises, they really do improve your strength levels, and I think they are key. You need to focus on compound exercises, as they are called in the world of the gym bros, Jack Venom mode. So, fellow Jack Venoms, I hope you appreciate this video, and if you are older like myself, perhaps you should be more lenient. Yes, to go only 3 times a week. See what happens. Because I guess when we are older as well, our body needs more time to recover. So 3 times is for me, it's optimal. Yes. So let's go into my article now. Perhaps I did mention something that I wanted to. Here exactly. So the reason why I only go 3 times a week is because sometimes I feel that I'm kind of wasting precious time and energy on these kind of mechanical movements. Almost like a robot sometimes, yes? You see these people like this repeating the same movement all the time. And I don't think this actually helps you in any way, to be honest. I see some men at the gym, they're doing these like these movements, yes, with the cables that only target a small muscle group, and I think this is a waste of time, to be honest. They should focus only on compound exercises, like, for example, trap bar deadlifts, hack squats, dumbbell bench presses, shoulder presses, barbell rows, And these exercises really, you know, move the needle, as we like to say. Yes. And I mean, you can find more information online. I'm not the expert here. I'm just sharing what has worked for me. And obviously, I've mentioned this before in other videos, I think, but I like to have a nice sauna session after my workout. Get that little extra boost, because the sauna really improves your blood flow, and sauna is a must in my opinion. I mentioned this in another video, but it gets rid of all the toxic substances in your body because you sweat a lot in the sauna. So it's a nice, easy way to sweat, basically. And by sweating, you release all the toxic substances that your body doesn't want. Yes. So yes, I think they're waiting. These people in the gym that are repeating these mechanical movements. They're not. I think it's a clear example of diminishing returns. There's no point doing these exercises. Yes, and obviously I'm 31 years old now. I start to feel it a little bit more, and I noticed that I want to spend more time on doing other things, and I've got so many other projects on my mind, so many other kind of goals that I have in life, and therefore you need to eventually you need to make sacrifices. Yes, you need to sacrifice one thing for another. So I guess this is kind of a sacrifice I've made. I only go 3 times a week now, sometimes even only twice a week, depends on my schedule. But usually, yeah, 3 times I feel is the perfect amount. And yes, I mean, I hope this video was interesting. I don't want to talk more. I hope it makes you perhaps question your current routine. Maybe you should prioritize other activities, and I hope my fellow Jack Venom gym bros will know what I'm talking about. Will understand what I mean. Yes, I'd like to end my message by just saying that the gym, yeah, it can change your life. The gym is a key aspect of mental health, and keeping the body fit and strong is a key aspect of mental health. And it's a constant battle, I guess. You can't rest on your laurels. You can't really relax. It's important to maintain a discipline and to go for 2 or 3 times a week, just to keep on top of things, really. And I ended my article with this quote. I like this quote. I don't know who wrote it. I found it online. It never gets easier. You just get stronger. And it's just definitely true. As you get older in life, naturally you become more wise, more intelligent, get stronger mentally, and you just have to trust the process. You have to trust the fact that everything will work out. You have to trust God, have faith in God, and hope for the best. Really, nihilism, complaining, it doesn't help. Yes. So yes, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found out something interesting as you were listening. If you're still listening now and you made it this far, I appreciate it a lot. I appreciate you spending your time here on the JJ Think Tank. If you liked the video, consider liking and subscribing. It will help me grow the channel and spread more vital information that I think will help a lot of people out there on their journey towards greater mental health. So I like to cover these topics as well: mental health, development, personal development. Also about more abstract topics about philosophy, history, international relations. It's just things that are on my mind that I find interesting, and I think I've got a perspective that I think it will be useful for listeners out there. So yes, that's all for today. If you like the video even more, consider donating at Buy Me a Coffee. I'll provide a link in the description. And that's all. Thank you once again for listening, and take care.